All right, we are back. I say we are back because we actually had some technical difficulty. I actually lost my Kali Linux boxes, which had me have a slight mental breakdown. But hey, working with tech, you know that we're always going to have technical difficulty, and we just got to work through it and figure out what's going on. And we got our Kali Linux box back. They just dropped Kali Linux 2.0 of Kali Linux 2018, so we're updated to that. So we are back and we are better than ever. And today we're going to talk to you about something really cool. The leaked NSA exploit, Eternal Blue, and we're going to be talking about the Eternal Scanner, which is a tool that will help you scan for vulnerable computers. The information I'm going to be giving you here, be very careful with. This exploit is a kernel exploit. It can cause blue screen, so don't just go randomly firing it off. And when I show you the scanner, I'm going to show you something, but it can get you in trouble with your ISP, so be very careful how you use this scanner. This exploit was used in the famous ransomware WannaCry, and it was also used in another type of virus that was used by criminal organizations for monetary gain. It only needs an IP address to attack the target. It affects Windows 7 and Windows 2008 server, and it could affect other versions of Windows, but that's unconfirmed. But it's definitely Windows 7 and 2008 server, and it only needs an IP address. So you can see how it could be coded into like a virus type worm and get to a network and spread to computer very easily, especially when all this was going on. I believe the leak was around 2012 or 14. It leaked from the NSA, and then it got into the public domain and got used in some ransomware that we all know now, WannaCry. So I'm going to show you the exploit and the scanner. What you would want to do is open up your browser, just Google Eternal Scanner, go to the GitHub page. It's the first thing that comes up. Or you can just simply use this link. But before you do that, you want to do apt-get update. I already did this process, so I will not enter. Then you want to do apt-get upgrade. Again, I already did this process, so I won't hit enter. It could take a while, so let that fully run out to make sure you have the latest and greatest of everything. And then what you want to do is git clone. Oh, I spelled git wrong. And then we got our GitHub link right here. Oh, shoot. Right here, it's https github.com/peterpt/eternal_scanner.get. So you git clone that, and once you have everything downloaded, you simply hit ls to get to the directory of the Eternal Scanner, then cd eternal_scanner. Then ls again, and then you can see how escan is green, so that means it's executable. So we're just going to execute the program, escan. And once you get it up and running, you can just type escan in your terminal and it will pop up for you, but I just showed you that way to show you how you get it running the first time. So now, remember I mentioned something about getting in trouble with your ISP. You will not get in trouble for using this scanner, but if you do this particular method right here, what I'm typing, that will scan the entire internet. It will actually scan every single IP address on the internet. I kid you not. So you can get in trouble with that, your ISP for that, and of course that would take an incredibly long time. But I would just keep it down to localized areas or just to check IPs. You can do this on public IP addresses or your internal network. I'm going to show you what to look like on an internal network. I have one Windows host up right now, so that's all that's going to show up on here. It's targeted for a specific type of computer, Windows, with open ports 445, and then it will tell you if it's vulnerable or not, and obviously it shows you an example how to use it. It's just like Nmap. So we'll press enter. And it should detect one Windows host, but it's Windows 10, so it's not going to show vulnerable. So I won't be able to show you what that looks like, but it will tell you if it's vulnerable or not. Alright, while that's running, and I'll just show you the last bit of it. But as you can see here, it's very easy to use. You just do your scan. It tells you what IP addresses it finds that have the port 445 open, and then it tells you if it's vulnerable or not. And this can be used to scan any IP address. Remember that. So like if you use Grabify, like if you go back to my previous videos on how to like harvest IP addresses from like social media and stuff, you'll see how to use Grabify links, and then you can get tons of IP addresses to do scans on. Not saying you should do that, and our channel definitely doesn't support that, and we don't support you scanning the entire internet for vulnerabilities, but we know people are going to do what they're going to do, so what the hell. So moving on, as you can see, it uses Metasploit to check if it's vulnerable or not, and then it said no targets were vulnerable, unfortunately. But we knew that, right? So moving on, let's say you did find a vulnerable computer. So what would you do next? You would go to Metasploit. Service PostgreSQL start MSF console, or just hit your Metasploit icon. But you should always start PostgreSQL. Then you would search Eternal Blue, and the one we're looking for is down here. You can see Windows Remote, oh, right here. Windows Remote SMB, or Eternal Blue SMB Remote Windows Kernel Pool Corruption. And then it gives you its rating, average, and right here is what you need to run the exploit. So you copy that, and then it's very simple to use. You just hit use, take your copied exploit, and you can type this in manually, of course. And let the module load, and then all you'd have to do is hit set RHOST, and you can set the RHOST to the to the IP address that the scanner pulled up for the vulnerable computers. So let's say you found a vulnerable computer, use that IP address that it said was vulnerable, and enter that as the RHOST. And then the exploit will be good to go because it's set for port 445 already, so you don't need to mess with that. So just for example, if the computer that we scanned was vulnerable, we would enter this. If you want to do this with port forwarding, you would need to, of course, port forward 445 to your Kali Linux computer. Unfortunately, I don't have a video on that on the channel yet because every router is different. But if you want to do port forwarding, you have to do it in your routing settings. So that's Eternal Blue and Eternal Scanner, the leaked NSA exploit. And it really is a leaked NSA exploit. Like, that's not hyping it up, whatever. But there it is. There you have it. Like I said, be careful and have fun. And we will see you around.